More money seldom solves someone's money problems. Robert Kiyosaki. In Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki gave the world a financial masterpiece that has inspired and taught many people to become financially free by escaping the rat race. The story begins in Hilo, Hawaii, where Robert grew up. He describes his relationship with two different men, Rich Dad and Poor Dad. Poor Dad was Robert's real father, and to many would seem the model of success. He had a good education and worked his way up to the highest levels of education on the island. Poor Dad did everything that many of us are taught to do. He went to school, he got an education, and found a good job with benefits, vacations, and insurance. He worked hard daily, yet somehow could not make strides to get ahead financially. Rich Dad was Robert's best friend's father. One of the first lessons he taught Robert was not to say, "I can't afford it," but to ask, "How can I afford it?" If you say you can't, your mind shuts off. But by asking the question of how, you start to consider the possibilities that are open to you. While Poor Dad had what was described as a sensible approach to money, Rich Dad had learned to manage risk and profit from it. Kiyosaki says he was fortunate to have two fathers, but attributes much of his financial acumen to the many conversations he had with Rich Dad. Through the book, he outlines 6 main lessons. Lesson 1. The rich don't work for money. Imagine if each dollar you spent actually came back to you eventually as $2. It wouldn't be hard at all to become rich. You just have to spend enough and get the snowball rolling. This is what the rich do well that the poor don't. The rich challenge themselves to put themselves in uncomfortable spots, taking risks others wouldn't. The poor, on the other hand, stay comfortable in their safe jobs with a small 401k contribution and benefits. The rich are looking for ways to spend $100 today to make $500 over the next 5 years. Assets versus liabilities. In this lesson, Kiyosaki challenges the differences between assets and liabilities and the average person's understanding of both. Many of the biggest financial mistakes people make are by thinking that something is a liability when it is actually an asset. It is pretty obvious to most people that a brand new car falls into the liability category. You will likely make a payment on that vehicle every month for 4 to 7 years before you stop owing money for it. But what about a house? Every banker in the world will tell you that a house is a great asset and investment. What is the difference between that and the brand new car? Both cost you money every month. Now, if you rented out 2 rooms of your house for $100 more than you pay on your mortgage each month, now you have an asset. The board game Monopoly is a great example of how to gain assets. You buy different properties, and each time someone lands on one, you are able to collect money for the rest of the game. Lesson 3. Mind your business. This is a concept all about what you focus on. Many of us have 9-to-5 jobs that we go to each and every day, and for the sake of an argument, let's just say we all sleep 8 hours a day. That leaves 8 hours for you to literally mind your business. The rich, or soon-to-be rich, will spend this time creating businesses and investments that become assets to them. Those who struggle with money spend this time watching Netflix, ESPN, or out at a bar with their friends, generally avoiding thinking about anything that has to do with business. We all have 24 hours a day. How effectively are you spending yours? Lesson 4. Taxes and corporations. A major distinction between his poor dad and his rich dad is how they looked at and handled taxes. Poor Dad would get his paycheck that already had the taxes taken out of it and spend and live on whatever was left. Rich Dad, on the other hand, used corporations and knowledge of the tax code to use much of his money first and then paid taxes on what was left. By developing your financial IQ, you are able to learn the best business structure for your situation and find ways to save on taxes that others may have missed. Lesson 5. The rich invent money. In this lesson, the importance of financial education is stressed. By understanding the different aspects of money, you can take educated risks to create wealth. Many people who have a solid amount of money never become rich because they let opportunities pass them by. What if you were given a chance to buy an apartment complex that may cost $100K down, but would generate $10K a month as an asset? A person without a solid understanding of cash flow might turn down this deal, thinking that it was risky. A rich person jumps on this opportunity before somebody else steals it. Lesson 6. Work to learn. Don't work for money. The problem with many 9-to-5s is that you work for a paycheck, you go home, and you do the same thing the next day. You never grow or learn new skills. You simply collect a paycheck. The rich work to learn new skills, ideas, investment strategies, because they know that these things will help them to make money over and over again. When building businesses or evaluating investments opportunities, the rich are constantly faced with unique problems that require extra learning to solve. Each new thing that you learn can help you in the future to overcome similar problems and successfully build assets and limit your liabilities. The last section of the book isn't organized into a lesson, but it is still extremely important. This chapter deals with overcoming obstacles to getting rich. The 5 major obstacles that most struggle with are the fear of losing money, overcoming cynicism, laziness, bad habits, and arrogance. By learning about these obstacles and how to beat them, you can be that much closer to creating the riches that you want. Remember, more money seldom solves someone's money problems. This is one of our favorite financial books and certainly can help improve the way that you think about money, risk, and financial education. Thanks for watching. What book would you like to see us summarize and animate? Leave your ideas in the comments below. And while you're there, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more reviews and mental upgrades.